The following story is contributed by ABC 27 WHTM.
It's been a wonderful moment to be this established.
If you ever met Mike Ross, you know he just loved to sing.
Dauphin County Republican Committee.
Hello. And if you have a birthday, you're going to get happy birthday sung to you. I heard many legislators say that was very common on the Capitol.
You'll never walk alone.
In fact, before the news business, he took a crack at Hollywood and Broadway. As Benny South Street in a touring company of Guys and Dolls. With a bit part in a movie, The Lieutenant Wore Skirts. That's him right there.
Who's that?
My husband.
What's he doing here?
Ultimately, though, his heart was here, and he came home to marry the love of his life, Yvonne. The love of his work life was broadcasting, and he had a passion for news. He was known for accuracy and fairness, and people respected him, even in places where it's easy to make enemies.
They loved Mike Ross on Capitol Hill. And the big thing was, if somebody got Mike a set and said, "Mike, this is off the record," it stayed off the record.
People who worked with him respected him too. No, check that. Loved him like family.
Mike Ross has meant so much to me in my life, not only as the person who hired me, but was a friend, sang at my wedding.
It's like going to work and working side by side with your grandfather.
He was always a person who would treat people with kindness and gentility, and we need more of that than we have.
But make no mistake, when the chips were down, Mike was all business.
TMI was at its apex, and there was a lot of chaos in the community. Mike just kept going forward. He treated that like we were covering a house fire around the corner.
But there were times when you needed to be straightened out a little bit, and Mike would straighten you out like your grandfather would, but with love.
And he worked here for 47 years, until he was 80, with energy, humility, and compassion.
I learned a tremendous amount from him about putting people at their ease. Now, so often in this business, we see hard-charging reporters who seem to think they have to intimidate people.
He always had a kind word and always said, "You're doing great. I'm so proud of the fact that I hired you," referring to me, and that always made me feel great.
You know, I'm a better person. People I work with here are better people, all because we had that common denominator called Mike Ross.
A couple of years after he retired, Mike learned he had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. At the end, he couldn't talk, he couldn't eat, he could not lift his head. In the hospital before he died, we asked him, "Mike, what can we tell people about your situation?" And he wrote on a notepad, "We're news. We don't alter the facts." And the fact is, Mike Ross was a great guy and had a great life.
I really am. I'm a very lucky person to have been allowed to stay so long and to enjoy so much.